Free agency overshadowed the Warriors' fourth NBA title in 8 years. Golden State's championship roster was expensive. Several essential players will soon be free agents or contract renewals Warriors couldn't recover. Stephen Noh foresaw big problems for the Warriors once Gary Payton II and Otto Porter Jr. left. Will Golden State be able to find viable replacements on the market? Initially, yes. Stay tuned to know more about the topic. First, let's start with Donte DiVincenzo, SG headline. The NBA World Rankings place DiVincenzo near the middle of the pack. He is bound by a deal that requires him to perform during the second year of the agreement to earn the player option bonus of $9.2 million. DiVincenzo has been competing for title contenders since being chosen by the Bucks in 2018. That is, of course, aside from a brief stint with the Kings this season. DiVincenzo, 25, was injured during Milwaukee's run to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2019. He appeared in 10 NBA playoff games for the top-seeded Bucks in 2020. In 2021, DiVincenzo started the first 3 games of Milwaukee's championship run before suffering an ankle injury and missing the remaining 20 games. He wasn't on the court for the championship game, but DiVincenzo understands what it's like to contribute and play when there are high stakes. It's not a one-for-one replacement for Payton, who established himself as a disruptive, sometimes lockdown defender. Still, the 6'4" DiVincenzo is a couple of years younger, a little bigger, and possesses plenty of athleticism despite his injury history. Golden State's starting backcourt is set with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, but the Splash Brothers aren't as young as they once were. DiVincenzo has a lifetime 34.7% three-point shooting percentage and hit 36.8% from deep in 25 games with the Kings last season. He can also play off the ball, potentially in 3 guard lines. The most important aspect of this argument, this is a tryout deal for DiVincenzo, who has a player option after this season. Contributing to another deep postseason run or a title run might pay benefits if DiVincenzo decides to return to the market in 2023. Next up, JaMychal Green, PF. In terms of JaMychal Green, he averages 6.4 points, 4.2 rebounds, and a 48.6 FG percentage. Green had landed a TBD contract. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, Green will join the Warriors after finalizing a buyout with the Thunder. Green's addition is not a stunning one, but it is solid. At 32, Green provides the ability to guard several positions and knock down open jumpers as a career 36.6% three-point shooter. Green's shooting has been off since the 2021 NBA playoffs, but there is something to be said about the quality of the shot. Green, like all Nuggets players, profited from Nikola Jokic's playmaking. Still, his three-point efficiency dropped after injuries to Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., with Curry, Thompson, and Jordan Poole demanding attention on the perimeter. Green will practically be an afterthought in Golden State. When you consider Draymond Green's playmaking, it wouldn't be surprising to see JaMychal Green recover his shooting touch. He may also make an impact in transition when opposition opponents worry at the prospect of Curry breaking loose. Like DiVincenzo and Payton, Green isn't a carbon replica of Porter, but the Warriors didn't need one. They have a player who can defend, rebound, and hit an open three-pointer when the opportunity arises. What do we have to say about Russell Westbrook's status? Westbrook's stock is declining, but how much gas is left in the tank? And how could he keep his job? Whether he keeps his career will be determined by his game. Westbrook's raw box score metrics continue to look good. Last season, he averaged 18.5 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.1 assists in 78 games for the Lakers. However, his actual shooting percentage, which measures how efficient his shots were, was 51.2%, significantly below the league average of 56.6%. His rim shooting was also lower than the previous season, and his turnover percentage was the 3rd highest of his career outside his rookie year, and his lone season with the Wizards. On The Athletic NBA show, Lakers beat reporter Jovan Buha evaluated Westbrook's season. Buha explained he had his hand checked out last year since he was missing so many layups. He had some legitimate flaws with his shot, ball handling, and finishing, as evidenced by the turnovers and ball management issues. His defensive numbers were dismal. What is the speculation about his endurance following Russell's status? Darko, developed by Kostya Medvedovsky, is the most outstanding public prediction model available. A career comparison is one of the characteristics of Darko. He exhibits a similar pattern when comparing Westbrook's career trajectory to those of other athletic guards who played into their 30s. They all dropped dramatically in their late 20s and could not recover. Westbrook's career most likely mirrors Dwayne Wade, who retired at 37, of all the athletes in Darko's database. Another good analogy is Allen Iverson, who, like Westbrook, had to adjust to a minor role after his burst faded. Darko's DPM gauges total influence on the court, and Westbrook's -1 DPM now ranks him alongside guards such as Raul Neto and Cameron Payne. He's still a valuable NBA player, but far from being an MVP candidate. Darko can also predict retirement age. It believes Westbrook, 33, has 3 years left in him. Last season, only 8 of the 605 players at that age or older earned regular rotational minutes, including Lakers forwards Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James. What could Russell do to extend his career timeline? During a Summer League in-game interview, Lakers coach Darvin Ham discussed his strategy for revitalizing Russell Westbrook's career. "I've got a tape of him just being a terrier on defense in pick and rolls, against dribble handoffs, chasing players off pin downs, protecting screeners, guarding in the post," Ham explained. "And that's where it'll begin, not just for Russ, but for everyone. We must get back to playing defense." Anthony Davis, LeBron, the Lakers' lackluster defense was a significant reason for their 33-win season. They dropped from the most robust defense in the league in 2020 to 2021 to 21st last season. Westbrook was never a tremendous defender, which led to his demise. Several sophisticated stats show him to be below average. He's in the bottom 10% of LeBron, the bottom 20% of Darko, and just somewhat below average in estimated plus-minus EPM. Westbrook can certainly increase his defensive energy, but that's a tall order in his 15th season. What more does Ham have to say about Russell's status in the game? No doubt that Ham also wishes to alter Westbrook's offensive role. He'll be able to screen and roll and make plays in the half roll. He'll have opportunities to run on the break, slash, and get layups, said Ham. He'll get an opportunity to sprint out to the corner, flatten the defense, get corner threes, as well as the things he currently does well in terms of receiving the ball, driving the pace, and pushing the tempo. As ESPN's Zach Lowe repeatedly stated on his podcast last week, the thought of Westbrook screening for James is attractive. In practice, however, this is not the case. Westbrook used the screening strategy 8 times in one game early in the Lakers season, then failed to set more than 4 screens in any other game for the remainder of the year. Ham's strategy of having Westbrook shoot more corner three-pointers has slightly better legs to stand on. Westbrook was a decent corner three-point shooter last season, albeit in a limited sample size. According to Cleaning the Glass, he connected on 23 of 52 attempts. These tweaks to Westbrook's game make logical sense, but getting him to buy in will be challenging. He reportedly fired his agent in part because he didn't believe in the position that the Lakers envisioned for him. Things have not gone well for celebrities who lack the self-awareness to adapt to a new role as they mature. Westbrook has roughly 3 years to figure it out. Finally, look at some of the best NBA free agents available. Well, first on our list, we have Collin Sexton, SG. Collin is regarded as a restricted agent in the NBA rankings. According to Chris Fedor of Cleveland.com, the Cavaliers reportedly offered Sexton a 3-year contract worth about $40 million, but it doesn't appear to be enough to keep the 24-year-old scorer. Sexton is coming off a season-ending meniscus injury, but he averaged 24.3 points and 4.4 assists per game the year before, and would be an excellent addition to any team in his career. We have Dennis Schroeder, who has been regarded as an unrestricted free agent. Schroeder was dealt from the Celtics to the Rockets during the season, and his output in Houston has reduced, but he can still make an impact as a playmaking guard. In 2020 to 2021, Schroeder averaged 15.4 points and 5.8 assists in a starting role for Los Angeles. We have others on the list, Montrezl Harrell and Carmelo Anthony, who are viewed as honorable mentions. Well, that's the end of our video today. I hope you liked it. Make sure to hit that subscribe before you exit. Thanks for watching.